Premier has asked for leave for an extended introduction. Is leave granted? Leave's been granted. I recognize the Premier.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and thanks to honourable members for that, for leave to make a special introduction of guests who have joined us in your gallery. Mr. Speaker, I think it was Mark Twain that famously said that everyone complains about the weather and nobody does anything about it. Mr. Speaker, the group that I'm about to introduce to you and to members of the Assembly and to the province they can't do anything about the weather themselves, but when weather strikes, as it did this spring in our province, they are there for Saskatchewan people and Saskatchewan communities. Mr. Speaker, we all know this spring and summer was one of the most devastating in terms of weather in Saskatchewan, in terms of the history of our province, whether it was the flooding in Maple Creek, an area, in the RM of Maple Creek as well, or the flooding in Yorkton, an area, or the flooding that hit farmers so hard in the east central and northeast part of the province, or the flooding in Saskatoon, or the tornado at Quakatoos, or the flooding in North Battleford. It was quite a strange year for the province, and more importantly, a very difficult year for communities and for Saskatchewan people who were dealing with flooding. Mr. Speaker, the guests in the gallery today are representing a number of ministries, though they are from Corrections, Public Safety and Policing, Mr. Speaker, though they are from the Fire Commissioner's Office, and we also have folks from the Red Cross. They are here to represent civil servants, public service members across government and into Crown corporations in social services, in highways, and in the various crowns that responded to the flooding that was going on, responded to help people in Saskatchewan when they needed the help the most. Mr. Speaker, a lot of the people in your gallery and those that they represent gave up vacation time. They gave up personal time. They gave up family events and family reunions in order that they could respond, in order that they could be there for the people of the province to provide disaster assistance. They've been working, Mr. Speaker, to make sure even today that the Provincial Disaster Assistance Program is delivered to the benefit of Saskatchewan people. They're on the front lines reporting back to government as to how we can improve the Provincial Disaster Assistance Program to help more people and help them in a more meaningful way, and that input, by the way, is continuing today. Mr. Speaker, there were 4,353 private claims under the Provincial Disaster Assistance Program, 68 municipal claims, 2,976 payments already made. Mr. Speaker, 509 files already completely closed, $10.7 million already paid out, 200 municipalities who have been designated as eligible for disaster assistance. Behind the numbers, though, are Saskatchewan people who are out of their homes, who are displaced, who needed a helping hand. And we salute the local governments in each of these communities today. We salute the local First Nation at Quakatoos. We salute, Mr. Speaker, those who responded, the frontline emergency responders in those communities, as we honour those in your gallery today from CPSP. So, Mr. Speaker, I would, with the indulgence of the Assembly, like to read into the record the names of those who are here, because, Mr. Speaker, they deserve to be honoured and thanked for their public service that's ongoing with respect to the disaster assistance. So, if I may quickly, and if I'm going to go through the list pretty quickly, and I apologize in advance for maybe some mispronunciations, but if those of our guests wish to give a wave, they're certainly welcome to do that. In attendance is the Deputy Minister Al Hilton, the ADM May Boa, Tom Young, Executive Director, Dina Carter-Keller, Noel Macavina, Tammy Fulwork, Janet Gangal, Stacey Ostapchuk, Alicia Grant, Tracy Hodel, Elizabeth Parks, Carmen Shimmers, Corrine Nagy, Rachel Brown, Renu James, Dean Marcia, Carol Julin, Rosanna Jayawardena, Lisa Flodell, Michelle Chalice, Sheila Clark, Kelly Lima, Crystal Dirksen, Tamara Miki, Randy Tyndale, Mika Torgrimson from SaskEMO. From the first group was from PDAP, Mr. Speaker. From Building Standards, Bill Hawkins, Paul Cook, Margaret Ball, Len Semko. From the Office of the Fire Commissioner, Dwayne McKay, Yvette Wright, Greg Reeves, Randy Backlund, Dwayne Hebert, Larry Zadvorny, and Mr. Speaker, from CPSP Communications, Desiree Bernruther, and also from the Red Cross, who were great in responding and working with our local municipalities and the officials at CPSP. From the Red Cross, Cindy Fuchs and Rod Orr have joined us. Mr. Speaker, the work continues in terms of processing claims. We know there's been significant improvements made to that program. More help is being provided. But today, we want to just say to the people that have gathered together in the legislature today, in their legislature, thank you on behalf of a grateful province for what they did over and above the call of duty and as a part of their service to the people of Saskatchewan, and we welcome them to their Legislative Assembly as well.